Hey guys, Jeremy here from School of Wok, Covent Garden. This week another Wok Wednesday and it's a Hong Kong special beef brisket noodle soup. So this is one of the Hong Kong classics, beef brisket noodle soup. Actually one of my uncles used to fly over to Hong Kong just for a weekend just for a midnight beef brisket noodle soup. He'd call my dad up and go, hey, I'm hungry, should we go eat? And then he'd leave about 2 days later. Anyway, so that's how good beef brisket noodle soup can be. But we're going to start with your ginger and spring onion and a little bit of garlic. And that's just to sort of flavour the soup base. We've got some chicken stock that's been boiling away or simmering away for a good few hours yesterday. Slices of ginger is all we really need. Spring onion, a fair amount. And again, just sort of rough chunks because we're going to sieve this out later on. Garlic, just a gentle bash. And then just straight in there, pretty much whole. Your spring onion just to garnish at the end, just rings. We've got your beef brisket. Now in Hong Kong, we have sort of your brisket, but also like tendon that we eat, beef tendon, and you want to boil that for hours and hours and hours if you can, because it will really soften up. So we want sort of chunks of your beef tendon, and you can see it's pretty chewy. The longer you boil this, the better, which is why beef brisket noodle soup like this is often eaten sort of after a night out at like 3 o'clock in the morning if you are party animals like me. Well, to be honest, I'm getting quite old. Right, so your tendon is pretty much there. Your brisket, you want good sort of large dices of brisket. And again, keep the fat on. That marbling's really great for flavour. Nice sized chunks. And you know if you've got good brisket, if the marbling's there, but it's not too fatty. Right, so I've got my tendon, I've got my brisket, I've got my base flavour and my spices to go with that. The first thing I'm going to do actually is I'm going to blanch my beef tendon because of course there's a lot of fat and sinew in there. That's going to create a lot of sort of scum. So I'd actually rather get as much of that scum out as possible first before I put it into the stock. Water's boiling. This is just for the tendon, and as I say, just to bring out that sort of excess fat or solid impurities, I guess. You can see the scum coming off the fat straight away. You know, there's no going around that, but this is essentially almost a cleaning process before it goes into your sort of clearer soup. In Hong Kong tradition and our Hong Kong food, there's a lot of offal. It's almost like a no waste policy, and that no waste policy isn't really to do with sustainability as such. It's more about it just pains us to see food go to waste. Just dip it in a little bit of clean, cool, cold water, and then we can start cooking your beef brisket. Beef brisket, tendons, or definitely slow cook. The longer you cook this, the better. At a bare minimum 2 hours, but really it needs to go for like 4 or 5 hours if you have that time. High heat just to bring the heat up, and then onto medium heat. I'm going to start to sort of flavour the base of the pan before I pour the stock in. Just a small amount of oil, not too much. Main base of 5 spice, so star anise is the start of 5 spice. Cinnamon stick or cassia bark, just going to crack that in half. Some bay leaves, and then not too many, just a couple of cloves. And we're going to start to fry these spices. And immediately, because of that oil and the heat, you'll smell the spices and the aroma of those spices coming out. Next up, garlic, ginger, spring onion, your main base of Chinese cuisine. And I do want the ginger and garlic to go almost a little bit golden brown if I can. And then we're actually going to start to add the beef, your sauces, and some caramelize the sauces around the beef first before you add your chicken stock. And that will really sort of give a serious amount of flavour to the beef itself. Once you've got that browning of ginger, the spring onion can go in. Give that a good stir. And again, just allow that spring onion to sear nicely because it's going to bring out all the essence of flavour and add to the stock. So my brisket's going in. Just push that brisket down into the oil. And then we're going to start to add your sauces. Oyster sauce, you're probably looking at about 1 to 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. So I'm going for blobs here. Right, we want that to sort of boil up and caramelise nicely before we add any stock. We've got a bit of light soy sauce, again about a tablespoon of light soy. And then I'm bringing the heat up now to higher heat so it comes to a vigorous boil. So you're going to add your tendon to your pan at this point whilst you're caramelising that sauce around the meat. I've got my chicken stock here. It's cold chicken stock so we can keep this stock nice and clear. You can see now more scum coming off, and that's from the oil and the meat that's gone in, so the beef brisket. So we're just going to take that scum out. That's what that bowl of cold water is really useful for. And I advise sort of do this every sort of 15-20 minutes, and then you'll end up with a really nice, clear, clean stock. So once all your stock's in, literally bring it to a boil and then bring it down to a simmer. Let it simmer for as long as you can cope with, as long as you've got. You just need a pinch of salt, but I'll do that later just for seasoning. Whilst your stock's boiling away, you can soak your noodles. These are fine egg noodles. You can use whatever noodles you want really. Actually, in a sort of classic Chinese cafe, you have the option of what noodles you want. So flat rice noodles, egg noodles, flat egg noodles, and there's so many different types. You can even have a curried version of this beef brisket noodle soup. I have that recipe in my book Hong Kong Diner just because I like it. It's probably take about 4 to 5 minutes to soak these egg noodles. Once they've lost their packet shape, then we're going to strain it and dry it on a clean tea towel. So you don't want to overcook your noodles at this point, or any point really. So you want to strain those. Well, the best thing to do is actually just dry it on a clean tea towel. Of course, you've got 4 or 5 hours for this, so they'll be nice and dry for later, and they'll keep their bite and be nice and separate. Right, so my soup has had about 4 or 5 hours, and the beef I've tried one piece. It's really nice and soft. The tendons have softened up well as well. So we just need to start to season this with a good bit of salt. Have a little taste. All that ginger and spice. Oh, I feel like I'm in the streets of Hong Kong. And I haven't even finished this dish yet. So we're going to fish out all the bits, just to give myself a bit of space. Now we're just going to keep this nice and simple. We've got your egg noodles, 30 seconds. Serve them up. And then a good selection of your meat and tendon. Start to pile this up. Your stock, which is really nice and hot, packed full of savoury flavour. Spring onion, and really keep it as simple as your beef and noodles. And I've got some flash fried morning glory for the side. Tuck into the noodles. The proper Chinese way is slurp when you drink your soup. Let's try the tendon. Got a good chew to it. Should be soft but still a bit chewy. The soup, it's got all that flavour from the base spices, your star anise, your cinnamon. Really takes me out to Hong Kong. If you like this recipe and you want to learn more, or you just want a taste of Hong Kong or anywhere in Asia, subscribe to our channel.